Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Stephen Lee, your humble host of the Black Wall podcast, live from Cinnamon Studios. As you can see, we're so happy to be here. We're blessed. We made it through our first season. It's been a tremendous success. It's been humbling. It's been awakening. It's been a real journey. It's been something that I don't even think my wildest dreams can imagine or wish for. So with that journey has come with a lot of responsibility and eye-opening opportunities and great conversations and great people. And one of the people that I have met but not met, you know how the digital world works, is a gentleman by the name is Robert St. Michael. Now, what makes Mr. St. Michael so important to me and what I think made him such an integral part and a necessary brick in the first season, second season, and beyond of the Black Wall family is that he deals with your mental health and how important that is for you and us as a Black and brown community specifically. But he reached out to me and we've been in correspondence and he's been tapping in from the beginning. So to me, this is a great opportunity to hear what he's got to say, how it impacts us as a space and an ecosystem, and overall just chop it up and have a conversation and key him into some things that are going on with me as an investor, and I'm sure with all of us out there as a Black Wall fam. So I want us to say hi and welcome Mr. Robert St. Michael.
Thank you for having me, Stephen. How you feeling today?
Man. Today's been a motherfucking day. Oh, we just made that 2-minute mark, so I'm happy. So, yeah, today's been a day. The Lord works in mysterious ways, but God is perfect, and I truly do believe that. So, with that being said, I'm glad that we were supposed to meet. Full transparency, you know, we keep it objective, raw, and real here at the Black Wall fam. So, we were supposed to do this interview last week. But I, being the busy dad and everything, forgot it was Good Friday. The girls had me running around. I missed our time, yada, yada, yada. You were gracious enough to grant me a second chance. So I want to, first of all, apologize and say thank you for that. One of the greatest quotes I've ever heard was Jay-Z said, "Black people aren't crabs in a bucket," right? That's not real. The question is why are the crabs in the bucket? Right? That's the overall arching question to me. And to bring it all the way home, so my mom died a few years ago, right? And with that comes such rawness, right? It's you're naked in front of the streets of everybody when your mom dies. Okay?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of listeners and Black Wall family members that unfortunately were part of the space of losing your mama too early. It's the worst. It's the worst club. No one wants to be a part of this club of fraternity, but the ones that are, we understand each other and we pick up for each other because there's certain things you lose in that transaction between God calling your mother back home and you being on this earth without her. You lose certain things. So, unfortunately, with death comes business, right? There's a business of death, whether it be probate court, whether it be will, whether it be trust, all this shit, right? We all know that. But for some reason, with people, and I can just say people in general, but I can specifically talk about my people because that's what I feel comfortable talking about. There's this, like you said, this grab mentality. Right. Just like there's my opportunity to get something. Right. And that has struck home in my family recently, like yesterday. And I was triggered. I was fucking triggered, man, because it's so hard to sit there and watch one person in our link, one brick in our wall always be fucking weak. It don't matter what we talking about. We talking about news, you're going to always find a coon up there to talk back.
That money is just closer to God than God actually is closer to God. Like there's money has been taught in terms of a spiritual uprising almost, because we come from a history like in the Black community, the slogan is "We shall overcome," right? And so we're constantly welcoming adversity at the opportunity to shine by overcoming it. And I don't know what it is with our inability to, I think it has a lot to do with our inability to grieve properly. And I think that there's more of a sonic boom when it comes to someone actually being erased from our lives, especially someone that we see as like the pinnacle of strength. I can tell, obviously,
my mother was the fucking pinnacle of the whole goddamn family. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
If you had a concrete, cement, granite with some steel pillar foundation, that's my mother. For not only me, but her siblings and her parents. I understand that. Right? So what you're saying is making so much goddamn sense about trying to touch that back. So it gives me a certain level of sensitivity, and that's why I'm being transparent, open, talking to you.
And if you think about it in terms of investments, like when you lose the pinnacle of your family, it's kind of like a stock market crash. Ooh. Because everyone has
mental health and all the counseling and all this.
Well, I don't know. I think that I've dealt with so much trauma that it became really normal to spend time in this space of abnormal patterns and abnormal thinking. Okay. And as I grew up, I realized that I understood the mind in a way that most people don't understand because they haven't experienced the darkest potential of what the mind can do.
Hello.
And that was just my reality. And in just talking to people, that's just how it's just always been like that for me ever since high school. Ever since I was old enough to actually have a serious conversation with anybody, it always has been a deep and enlightening conversation. And I just kind of see it in kind of like I see patterns really, really vividly and really easily when it comes to the connections between experiences, thoughts, and behaviors. And I've always done that. So I just kind of...
You're the fucking truth, man.
Had no choice. Like, yeah, I just had no choice because I can't not do it.
It's in you, not on you.
It's really in me. And anything that I do, whether it is mental health related or not, always happens.
The only way they know how to deal with it, like you said, from that stock market crash is to grab things. Man or woman. Let's start checking on the people that look like they look good in our community a little more. It's not just the bum on the corner that needs a helping hand or are you okay or a hug. I think we need to put that out there in the possibility land, if you will. Right?
Yeah. We have to change the way that we understand what mental health is supposed to quote unquote look like. And when you're used to being marginalized, whether it is by your race, your class, your income, the idea of okay or being okay has a lot to do with the presentation of money. And that's what we know. So we really have to start understanding that mental health is a goal, but mental hygiene is an everyday practice. You wake up, you brush your teeth, you brush your teeth because you want to prevent cavities, right? You want to prevent buildup.
Tap in, motherfucking support this man. You hear what he just did? He just made a gangster cry on motherfucking camera, bitch. You better motherfucking support. You hear me? So you heard what the man said. You know where to tap in with him. We're going to keep this thing moving with you. We're going to have all your socials at the bottom. And look out for that St. Michael's podcast coming on that Black Wall Media Network.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We gotta book Mr. Lee over on the group sessions for my podcast. We gotta book them over because we gotta have a part 2 of some of those conversations.
Absolutely, really you know we're gonna keep this flowing, man. This is a commitment. This isn't a one-time thing. So I really appreciate you and I love you, my brother. And we're gonna continue this conversation offline.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and everybody. Thank you for tuning in and listening. And
yeah, we'll be back. Hey, mental hygiene. Practice that shit daily.
Absolutely.